A wide and thick back is the first thing people notice on a man's body, but most guys never achieve it, including me in the past. No matter how many different exercises I did trying to hit my back from different angles, my back stayed small until I did these two exercises that completely transformed my back. My name's Sultan and I help men aged 21 to 40 get ripped. Before I give you the only two exercises you need to grow your back, if you want free personalized advice with your diet and training, you can click the link below to join my email list and I will personally send you over a plan. Now, the first exercise you need to do to make sure that your back grows wide is a vertical pull, but not the one that you're thinking about. Up until now, people have thought that overhand lat pull downs and pull-ups were the best way to grow a wide back. But this has been proven to be untrue and I'm going to show you why. Now pay close attention to my arm path in this video. It closely resembles the arm path of a traditional pull-up or an overhand lat pull down. Look at the muscles that are most active. It's my rear delts, the back part of my shoulders, and all the muscles in my upper back. And while these muscles are awesome to train and grow, they're not what give you the width in your back. The width in your back is caused specifically by your lats. Now I want you to pay attention to my arm path in this video. My arm path here most closely resembles an underhand lat pull down or a chin up. Now if you want to see and feel the amount of difference that this makes, I want you to follow along and raise your arms in front of you. Place your hands in an overhand grip position as if you were about to perform a normal pull-up and pull downwards. Make sure that you're squeezing at the bottom. Now face your palms towards yourself and raise your arms up again and pull in again, squeezing at the bottom once more. Now, if you did this right, then you most likely felt a lot of activation in your lats when you did the underhand arm path, and you felt a lot of activation in your upper back when you did the overhand arm path. This is because when you grab the bar with an overhand grip, your elbows have a tendency to flare. And whenever your elbows are flared in a back exercise, your upper back muscles are emphasized, as you're gonna see in a second when I show you the second exercise that helped me grow my back. So therefore, the first exercise that you need to be doing in order to grow a wider back is an underhand pull down like the chin up, or if you're not strong enough to do the chin up, I'm going to show you alternatives to that. But ideally, you're doing a vertical pull that has your arms tucked in a little closer to your body. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying to completely cut out pull-ups and overhand pull downs because people over history have built very impressive backs with these exercises. But for me, I want to get the most bang for my buck for every exercise that I do. I want to get the most amount of lat activation and lat growth that I can get for every exercise that I do, since I'm only doing a handful of exercises. Now there's loads of little form cues that I could give you for chin-ups, but the most important form cue by far is to go all the way down, almost into a dead hang, and pull the bar up at least to your chin. If you do that and add weight over time, then you're going to build big lats. Now, for my people who are not strong enough to do chin-ups, listen up. You've got three options. I'm gonna go from best to worst in my opinion. The best option is just to do an underhand lat pull down instead of doing a weighted chin up or a normal chin up. And as you add weight and your lats get bigger and stronger, eventually you're going to be able to do a normal bodyweight chin up and who knows, maybe even add weight. Now the second option that you have is to use resistance bands. Step on a resistance band, attach it to a bar, and then do chin-ups that way. And the third option that you have, this is my least preferred option, which is to use the assisted chin-up or pull-up thing. For me, I don't really like this option because these machines are usually funky and difficult to operate. I prefer either just doing underhand lat pull-downs or doing it with a resistance band and working my way up. Now at this point, you're probably wondering, Sultan, if you care so much about optimizing your back growth from every exercise that you do, then why do you insist upon only doing 2 exercises to grow your back when you can do so much more? And the answer to that is pretty simple. It's because I'm not a dumbass fitness influencer who's preaching a maximalist approach. These maximalist fitness influencers are gonna tell us that we need to spend 6 days in the week training 2 hours at a time following a push-pull leg split. But we have lives outside of the gym and we're not full-time fitness industry content creators. So spending all day in the gym is unrealistic for us, which is why it's so important for us to find the exercises that give us the best bang for our buck in terms of muscle growth. And so you might be thinking, oh wait, minimalist training, does that mean that I'm not going to have the best body that I can have? No, that does not mean that you're not going to have the best body that you can have. In fact, it might end up improving your physique. Let's take my client Daniel, for example. Daniel was training 6 days a week on a push-pull leg split, 2 hours in the gym every session. But after he started working with me, I put him on a 5-day split and then moved him to a 4-day split. And in 3 months, he ended up gaining 11 pounds of muscle. And so really, if we're serious about getting ripped, we don't have to follow the advice of these dumbass maximalist fitness influencers. All we've got to do is implement a strategy that's been proven to work so that we can get the best gains in the least amount of time possible with the least amount of time commitment given to the gym possible. Which is why I'm such a massive advocate of doing less exercises and mastering them. Now, before I show you the only exercise that you need to build thickness in your back, if you're serious about getting ripped, you can click the link in the description and join my school community and start for free. And I'll help you personally get to your goal of getting a ripped body. Now, for the second exercise that's going to build thickness in your back and make it look like your back has eyes and a literal face, it's going to be a horizontal pull. But again, not the ones that you're thinking of. Now again, I'm against the traditional fitness industry advice of doing deadlifts and barbell rows to build thickness in the upper back. Now that's not because I think that these exercises are not worth doing because they don't give you a quality workout for your back. No, by no means am I saying that, although I do think that the conventional deadlift is pretty shitty. That's a topic for another video. The reason that I don't do these exercises and don't recommend them to my clients inside of my school community is because it takes a lot of time to set these exercises up. Anyone that deadlifts for a few months can easily load up more than 225 pounds on a deadlift bar. But the problem is to warm up the 225 pounds on a deadlift, to put the weight on and then take the weight off, it takes time and it takes energy. So if you do 3 sets of deadlift, by the time you're done with your last set, you're already 20-25 minutes into a workout. It's very similar for barbell rows, which is why unless my clients really love the exercise, I generally advise them to avoid it. And when it comes to picking an exercise that's going to give you the most growth in your upper back and it's going to give you that thick look, I recommend picking something that allows you to flare your elbows out. Remember at the beginning of the video when I said that obviously within reason, when you tuck your arms in, you get more lat activation, and when you flare your elbows out, you get more upper back activation. Now is the time to flare your elbows out. I've observed a lot of my clients and just people that I see in the gym on a daily basis do horizontal pulls with a 45-degree angle. You want to avoid doing horizontal pulls with a 45-degree angle or even a 60-degree angle. You want to try for your elbows to be at a 90-degree angle flared all the way out. Now, if you can do a horizontal pull with your elbows flared out, full range of motion where you let the weight go slowly and let your arms stretch all the way at the very bottom, and you get it to be a chest supported row, over time it is literally impossible for you to not have a thick back. I absolutely love this incline machine row that my gym has, but if you just have access to dumbbells and a bench, you can set up this exercise called incline dumbbell rows, and they do just as well in terms of growing your upper back. Now that you know what exercises you need to do to grow your back, it's time to put those exercises in a time-efficient workout split so that you can build muscle without spending all day in the gym. And this video is going to help you with that. I'll see you in the next one.